Alright guys, so a lot of people have been asking me, does a car seat fit in a Foxbody? So I got two different types of car seats here. So one is an infant, which is only rearward facing, and then this one here is like a convertible one where you can have it rear facing, and then it also does a front facing version. So what we'll do is we'll bring the front seat all the way up, and then we'll try and see if they fit in the back, and if we can even get anybody in that passenger seat if the car seat's in there. So stay tuned. Okay, so first thing, if you had a newborn, you're going to start with this rear facing car seat, and so what I did is I just brought the seat all the way forward into the car, and now this is kind of like the comfortable recline position for the passenger seat. So this is essentially how much room you have left. There's really not a whole lot of room. But let's try the infant car seat first. So with these, you got to take the base, which is this bottom part. You take the base off and put it in the back, and it stays there, and then you put the actual car seat in afterwards. Alright, so this is the base, that's the car seat part. So you take this, we'll try and get it in the back here. Alright, so first thing I noticed is that there's nowhere to tie down on the 89 Mustang. It's essentially you're gonna have to use the seat belts. That's fine. Let's put it in. Okay, so you can see there, I strapped her in. You essentially put the seat belt all the way around, tie it in on the other side. So this is how much room you have left. All right, now we got to put the seat. Just pretend there's a baby in here. Got to put the seat in the back of the car. So clearly, the seat will not fit unless the passenger seat is all the way forward. So let's do that. Okay, so we got it forward. Now let's try and get this thing in here. Okay. Alright, so she's clipped in. Now you can see how much room that takes up. You can see it's even passing the driver's seat. Anyway, let's recline the passenger seat and see what it looks like. Okay, so there you go. That's what it looks like. You can see the passenger seat is kind of as far forward as it can, and it's pretty upright in the position. But all in all, I guess you can fit a car seat back there. I mean, it probably wouldn't be comfortable, but you can fit it. So that's a pass. Here's a better view of just how upright that seat is going to be with the car seat in place. So probably wouldn't be very comfortable. Alright guys, so I just got in the passenger seat with the infant car seat behind here, and my head hits the ceiling, the roof, and you can see my legs are actually touching the dashboard. So you know, you'd have to be a pretty small person. I'm only 5'11", so you'd have to be a pretty small person to be comfortable in here. And I'll tell you what, the seat is way upright. So okay, so after about a year old, you got to switch from this infant car seat here to a bigger car seat for bigger kids. Anyway, so the one I have here is a convertible one, so it does a rear facing, and then it also does a forward facing. So what we'll try first is a rear facing, see how it compares to this bad boy, and then we'll go forward facing and see how that looks. But you can see just how monstrous that thing looks compared to this thing. Okay, so I just noticed, went to put this thing in using the seatbelt, and well, it's a little complicated, so I'm not going to do it. But let me just show you how it goes. So the seat is so narrow, I hope you can see that, that the car seat actually doesn't want to stay on the bench, and it just wants to tip forward. So I think by putting the lap belt across there, you'll definitely help that. It'll hold it. But anyway, so you can just see how big it is. It's just a massive thing. So this is as far as it goes in the recline position and for rear facing. So let's see what it looks like when I bring the passenger seat back down. Okay, so surprisingly, it doesn't look too much worse or any different than the than the smaller seat. But you can see just that, just look how big that thing is. You won't be able to see your kid because it's just like a fortress around it. But anyway, yeah, so I don't think this will be any different. It looks to be the same amount of space for the passenger. The seat's all the way up, and it's pretty straightforward. Let me go sit in it and see what it looks like. Yeah, so I actually think that the recline is a little more upright, and that's why I'm hitting my head right on the sun visor here. Anyway, let's flip this thing around and see what it looks like in the forward-facing position. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is actually change the recline on this thing. So when you're going forward-facing, it's actually got to come more upright. So let's just do that. There's just this little strap, this little recline lever. You just pull on that. Okay, so then what we just did is we went from the rear-facing use only to the most forward-facing, so for the big kids. So that'll give us our best bet because this thing is now the most upright position. Let's try it again. Alright, so check it out. So this is how much room you have now in a forward-facing position. So you can see that the car seat now is actually behind the driver's seat. So this is probably your best bet. The only problem with this is that you gotta remember that your kids' legs are actually gonna be going past this. So their legs are gonna come down and their feet's gonna be down here, wanna kick your seat or whatever. So anyway, let's see how much room we got. Alright, so this is good. So this is the like a comfortable recline position on the passenger seat all the way forward, so my knees will be hitting the dash again, but you can see how much room the feet has for the kids. So you could actually probably spare to go back a couple inches, and that'll get my knees out of the dash. So let's give that a try. Okay, so I backed it up to be almost equal with the driver's seat, and there's probably enough room in there for kids' feet. So let's get in and see what it looks like. So you can see, knee space, I have enough here. It's not too cramped. And then if you look at how much headroom I have, it's not terrible. So my head's not hitting the roof anymore. Just because I'm in the sunroof area, but still, I would consider this a pass. So I guess we can end the video there. Essentially, if you're gonna have a kid in your seat, in the back of your Mustang, your Foxbody, he needs to be a little bit older. He or she needs to be a little bit older, and be in the forward-facing position, and then you might be a little bit cramped still, depending how much leg room they need. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys.